Kawasaki. Oh! Having to wheel this thing around so much. Okay. Wow, look at that spider. That thing is huge, dude. That thing is just big chilling in the corner. Huge. I'm gonna have to like fucking run out of my garage. Oh, this is gonna be so awkward. Jump over the sensor. Alright. I'm wasted. I'm wasted! It's hot as hell out here, brother. Let's get to moving, man. So, I guess I'll give the channel an update on this. I got into motorcycling, guys. And this is not my first motorcycle. Some of you guys may already know. This is definitely not my first motorcycle. But this is the most recent motorcycle that I purchased, as you can tell by the temp tags that are on. But this bike is actually brand new. It's got 170 miles. I bought it with 0 miles. I've already put 170 miles on it. And the first bike that I had was a Yamaha R3, which was used. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace, and I learned everything I needed to learn on the bike. And then I went and got this bike. And I feel like I'm gonna actually go around this guy. I feel like I've gotten to the point in my bike riding where I'm comfortable with riding a little bit faster than traffic, and I can maneuver myself on the bike very comfortably. And the R3 was so much fun to drive on roads like this, but I wasn't really driving on roads like this most of the time. I was driving on like the highway most of the time, and R3 just could not keep up with highway speeds in this state, dude. The Maryland drivers here drive like they're racing to get to where they need to get. So I was like, you know what I'll do is I'll drive it for about a season, log as many hours as I can with it, drive it everywhere I can, which I absolutely did. Granted the weather, and one day I woke up, I was like, you know what, I want a bigger bike. And I knew I wanted to buy a Zx6r as my first bike, but I was like, you know what, that's like irresponsible of me. I don't think I'll be able to handle that much power. I'll probably fall off the bike and then not even be able to actually get into the actual hobby itself. So I'm glad I took that route, because I was 100% right, dude. Had I just started on this bike, had I just started on a Zx6r, I would have 100% killed myself. Like, no doubt about it. And I don't know, there's a lot of debates about whether or not someone can start on a 600 or start on a 1000cc bike. And me personally, after having started on a 300 and jumping up to a 600, I don't think that anyone should start on a 1000cc bike. Unless you have like some prior experience. I'm gonna run this light actually. Yeah. Even if you have prior experience, like riding like dirt bikes or something like that, like 1000cc is a lot of stuff to handle, I imagine, considering the jump that I experienced from coming from a 300 to a 600. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy people out there. I don't think that I'm crazy enough to do something like that, but my recommendation would definitely be just start on a 300, start on a 400 or a 500, whatever it may be, a smaller displacement bike, so that you can learn everything that you need to learn, so that you can like experience all there is to experience on a bike, so that you're not like having to like make mistakes on a bigger bike. Like, once you make a mistake on that small bike, it's very forgiving. You're not gonna whiskey throttle into like death. I don't think, because it's really hard to pick up speed on that R3, man. And from my experience, at least, like if I wanted to like fucking pin the throttle and go as fast as I could on that bike, man, it would get to like 75 And then I'd just be looking like it just making so much noise because it had an exhaust. I bought it like fully kitted out. Just be like, and it'd just be making all this noise and be going nowhere. It's very forgiving, and you don't have to worry about like hurting yourself too much on it, at least, or even getting into trouble, because that's what, you know, when you first get into biking, you have that desire to, like, I guess, go fast, because that's what, for me at least, that's what it was. When I saw the bikes, I was like, yeah, this is fun. You know, these bikes are like quick. I don't want to do the dash on these bikes, but you know, it's nice to have that quick acceleration and to be able to weave in and out of traffic, and just, you know, enjoy the bike. And when you have a faster bike to begin with, it just invites you to do like crazier things. Like you see how fast this thing picks up, dude? I gotta slow down because there's a camera up here, but had I just pinned the throttle, if I could pin the throttle right now and be at 100 miles per hour, and on my R3, like, I would have to be in 6th gear, and I would creep up to 100 miles per hour. Like, it would be night and day difference. Things can just go wrong really fast, man. That's all I guess I'm trying to say. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. When you're starting on like these higher displacement bikes, obviously someone's gonna say just have a lot of throttle discipline and stuff like that, but I'm just like, that's just something that you learn. You know, you don't just start off with that. You know, you learn that as you ride your bike and you get to know what's going on, and you know, you experience what it is to be on two wheels. Let me get out these people's way. I don't like being in the left lane, like driving slow when there's people behind me, because it, you know, just feels wrong. You guys want to pass me, obviously, and I'm holding you up. So let me just get out of your way. That's my best solution. Hopefully I don't actually have to like downshift. Oh, I don't. Cool. I could not imagine starting on a leader. Had I started on a leader, I feel like I wouldn't even have been able to use the bike as much as I wanted to, because I would have just been too scared to just hop on the bike, man. It would have just been terrifying. Like, fuck me, man. Like, I can't use this bike, and I can't use the power that it has, because I'm afraid that this bike is going to flip and I'm going to fall and I'm going to waste my money. I really enjoyed the hobby of riding motorcycles. I did everything the way that I think I was supposed to. You know, I got all my gear first, and then I got the bike, took the NSF course. I learned, I drove in the cold, harsh winters. I did all my seat time. I put my miles in, drove on the highway, drove on back roads, drove over the twisties. I did my time, and I moved up to my 636, and I feel like I can handle this bike. Have an idea of what bike you want to get. See if it's like an S1K or a Gixxer or H2, whatever it may be. Just have an idea of what that bike is, but still start on that smaller bike, because having that bike, that your dream bike, and not being able to ride it because you don't have the skill set to ride it, and potentially like hurting yourself and others, it's just not a smart thing to do, man. Just fucking get a smaller bike, learn how to do everything that you're supposed to do, and then fucking when it's time for you to get your bike, you just hop on and ride away. And it's not going to be a problem. You'll know exactly what you're doing and how to do it. You'll get to your destination safe and sound, and you'll enjoy the bike. I'm still getting used to like how the quick shifter works on this thing. I must say, it's fun, but it's like it's like you gotta like know how to like ease on and off of the throttle while you're doing it, or from my experience at least. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but I do have to like turn here in a couple seconds. So let me just actually use my turn signal. That'd be great for this situation. Turn signal. Who'd have thought? But the thing is, I gotta look down because I barely ever use it. That's so fucked. Sorry guys, I don't use my turn signal. Okay. Hello? Okay. But yeah, our destination's like right there, guys. It's to the right, so I'm probably gonna stop recording here in a couple seconds, and then once I get my tags back in the car, I guess I'll start recording. But that's my thoughts on this bike, how I got into the hobby, and why I don't think that anyone should start on anything larger than like 500 cc's if they've never done any type of cycling ever before. If you've never ridden a bike before, you don't even know how to balance. You don't even know how like a clutch system works. Like you don't know anything about biking or the such. Don't start on something that can send you into the fucking oblivion immediately, brother. It's not smart, man. My advice from me to you, the stranger on the internet. I'm just some stranger on the internet, I guess, at this point, talking to myself. Let's go inside. It's hot as fuck out here. Oh!